Okay, I'm going all the way back with this one. All the way back to the beginning times, the second generation of video games. I don't know who the hell this episode's for. To have played this back in the day, you'd have to be almost 50 years old. Jesus Christ, this is loud. I'll fix that in post. Anyway, I don't think any Mongoose 1 billion watchers are gonna recognize this one. That buzzing is very annoying. Maybe I'll just turn the sound off completely. Anyway, I just always wanted to do an Atari game or something from this era on the channel. I like to have variety, you know? Gotta cover all the eras. So when these videos are still around long after I've shuffled off the mortal coil, we'll at least have a written record that I set a goal for myself and I achieved it, even when it's something as small as this. So the goal here is you're just a little spaceship, and you gotta physically push the spaceship up against the boss, and that creates a missile on the left edge of the screen, and then you fire the missile. Yeah, just like that. Look at that seizure-inducing shit. I'm gonna have to put a warning label on this. This is crazy. So the guy's got two different patterns for how you can shoot him. Just two, though. After we defeat him the second time, it just loops back to the pattern from the first level. So yeah, you basically just do this and repeat for as long as you like. That little pixel following us is dangerous, by the way. As they say in that one racing game, it's dangerous! Ah. So yeah, this has kinda got an unusual design to it. Just in the fact that you're supposed to touch the enemy. Usually that's not the case. Okay, so yeah, now his shield is just in the same shape that it was in the first level. It just repeats. So there's actually a way to beat this game, apparently, but I did not get that far in this playthrough. You wouldn't know that you were making progress since it just repeats these same two things over and over again. Over and over, the only truth. What was that whack-ass pop song where the guy says, like, over and over, the only truth? Yeah, that one. Anyway, I just always thought it'd be funny if somebody made, like, a parody or a YouTube poop or something where he just says, over and over and over, and they just loop it, like, 5 times. That'd be real funny. Yeah. So back in the Atari days, you know, the box arts were often far more exciting than anything in the game, because they had to make a representation of what this game was supposed to look like rather than what it actually looked like. And building on that, there was a guy who was an artist for old Atari box arts, and he went to a convention and he apologized to the people who visited his booth at the convention, saying, "I'm sorry that the box arts didn't actually look like what was in the game." But people didn't mind. They appreciated the fact that it looked different. It helped stimulate their imaginations so they could get a better understanding of what this was supposed to be, how this would have looked if they weren't pared down by these incredible limitations. Yeah, we'll just keep going. You've really seen the whole game, but we gotta fill 10 minutes here. We gotta get our Let's Play quota in so we can become the next big thing. I'm gonna be the next PewDiePie or whoever. So what's with that crazy shit going on in the middle there? I don't know how they coded that. Seizure warning. Holy fuck. Oh, thank goodness the noise stopped briefly. It'll be back, though. Well, the audio's out of sync as I'm recording this, so that's not gonna make any sense. Maybe I'll just leave the audio out of sync just for laughs. make this an even worse experience. Is anybody even still watching this episode at this point? I don't think they are. Speaking of the Atari, there's that fast-talking Australian man that everybody likes, and he once described the Atari 2600 sound chip as an elephant with a trumpet stuck up its bum. Yeah, I can relate to that. I guess relate to that isn't the right word to use, but I can understand where he's coming from. Yes, ma'am. Good old Ben Yahtzee Crosshav. Very fast-talking and very angry, and he's still doing game reviews after like 13 years. You'd think he'd move on to something a bit more mentally stimulating after such a large amount of time, instead of just, the latest video game is not good. Just saying that week after week for like 13 years, that's gotta really wear on you. I hope I don't get stuck doing this for 13 years. I want to do something meaningful with my life, but I have no idea what that would be. I'm too scared to do anything because I wasn't born the right way and my mind's all primate-esque and screwed up and underdeveloped. God, this episode is going nowhere. So yeah, once again, just two patterns. There's the square, shield pattern, and then the triangular one. There are no others as far as I am aware. So what's going on in the news? Let's talk about that. What can I say that's in the news that won't enrage people? It's very difficult to do that. We got this select menu. I don't fucking know what it does. The buttons didn't really respond as I was just pressing all the buttons to see what would happen, and I pulled up RetroWork by accident. You still watching this? I would be legitimately impressed if you did. The 80s were a different time. As you can see, the age of parachute pants and Ronald Reagan and Huey Lewis on the radio. I want a new drug, one that won't make me sick. Boom now. One that won't make me something, something, something. One that won't make me feel 3 feet thick. Anyway, there was some kind of lawsuit between Huey Lewis and the guy who wrote the Ghostbusters theme, because it was alleged that the Ghostbusters theme sounded too similar to Do I Want a New Drug, and personally I don't hear it. They sound like totally different songs to me. I do not hear any similarities, but Huey Lewis still won the case, surprisingly, even though he was the one doing the alleging that his song was the first one and that Ray Parker Jr. was ripping him off, so I guess the judge must have heard a similarity or something. I don't know. Everybody was just all coked out back then. That's why all the hippies disappeared so quickly and turned into business people in suits, is because the nation's #1 drug switched from weed to coke, and so suddenly everyone went from being lazy and stupid to being all go, go, go. We gotta do business things. Let's get this show on the road. There's some 80s trivia for you. Behind me stands a wall. That's Reagan said that at some point, yeah. It's just 80s night here on Mongoose 1 Billion. The episode ended like 90 seconds ago. What the hell am I even doing? So, congratulations if you've made it this far. We'll be back tomorrow, or maybe the day after. We'll see how things go.